Good morning, 8th graders. How are you? My name is Miss Ayat Rabaiah. I'm your math teacher. Today I'll give you the 11th lesson, 3.1, the first lesson from unit 3, multiplying and dividing decimals. Now, to multiply or dividing a number, to multiply or divide a number by a decimal number, you need to able to work out an equivalent calculation that you can do in your head or mentally. This might be easy for a simple question. For a more difficult question, you can use brief notes to write down some of the steps in the working. These are called guidance. They help you remember what you have worked out so far and what you still need to do. Here are two reminders to help you check whether your answer could be right or wrong. The first one, when you multiply any number by a decimal number between 0 and 1, your answer will be smaller than the number you started with. Your answer. And when you divide any number by a decimal number between 0 and 1, your answer will be greater than the number you started with. Now you will see these notes by using the following example. I'll do A and B, C, D, E in details. Work these out mentally or by using calculations, whatever. Now look, how can I do it? 12 times 0.6. Look, how can I multiply decimals? Multiplying decimals. Ignore the decimal point and work out 12 times 6. Here, 12 times 6. Ignore the decimal point, cancel the decimal point, and work out 12 times 6. 6 times 2, 12, 2 and 1 up. 6 times 1, 6 plus 1, 7, 72. Here, now 72. But in your head, the answer 72 is 10 times bigger than the actual answer, because 6 is 10 times bigger than 0.6. Now look, where I have to put the decimal point. Here, from these two numbers, we have one decimal place, and here nothing, one decimal place. You need to move from right to left one place, one. So the answer 7.2. Again, ignore the decimal point. Work out 12 times 6, 72. Here we have just one decimal place. Move from right to left 1 point. The second one, 0.3 times 0.15. Ignore the decimal point. Now the question becomes work out 15 times 3. Work out 15 times 3. 3 times 5, 15, 5 and 1 up. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1, 4. So here the answer is 45. But not the correct answer. This is not the correct answer. Now here, from the first number we have one decimal place. In the second number we have two decimal places. 1 and 2. Together 3. Together 3. Now you need to move from right to left 3 places. 1, 2, and here in the empty space, the third place, you need to write a 0. Again, 1, 2, 3, then put the points. Here the answer is 0.045. Again, 15 times 3. Here, work out 15 times 3, 45. Now, but here we have 3 decimal places from these two numbers. The total 1 and 2 becomes 3. Now move from right to left 3 places. 1, 2 in the third place there is nothing, so you need to add a 0. Now for the division sign, look here, this is for multiplication. Now for division, look, 16 divided by 0.4. Rewrite the question as a fraction, 16 over 0.4. That's right. Now we need to cancel the point. Here we have one digit at the right of the point, because one digit multiply by 10, both sides by 10. You need to multiply the numerator and denominator by 10. Now 16 times 10, 160, divided by 0.4 times 10, 4. It's 4. That's why I multiplied by 4 to cancel the decimal point. Now this a long division, 160 divided by 4. 160 divided by 4, 16 divided by 4, 4. 4 times 4, 16. Minus 0, 0. Bring down this 0. 0 divided by 4, 0. 0 times 4, 0. 0 minus 0, 0. So the solution is 40. Again, here when we multiplied by a number that less than between 0 and 1, less than 1, your answer will be smaller. Here our answer will be smaller. 7.2 is less than 12, right? Like that here. Here when you divide any number by a decimal number between 0 and 1, your answer will be greater than the number you started with. So here 16 divided by 0.4, the answer is 40, you see? Now this one, write it as a fraction, 8 over 0.02. We want to cancel the decimal point. Here we have 2 places, 1 and 2. Since at the right of the point there are 2 places, so we need to multiply the denominator and numerator by 100. Here just we have 1 decimal place by 10, 2 decimal places by 100. If there's 3 decimal places by 1,000, like that, equals 8 times 100, 800, divided by 0.02 times 100, which is 2. Now 800 divided by 2, it's mentally 800 divided by 2, which is 400. So your answer greater than the number you started with. Now the last one, look for the last one. In the last one we have a numerator, we have denominator. Work on the numerator, then denominator, then work on these. So I start with 36 times 0.5. Ignore the decimal, yani work on the numerator first. Ignore the decimal point, becomes 5. Work out 36 times 5. 36 times 5 equals, this is 5 times 6, 33, 5, 180. So the numerator is 180 divided by, work out the denominator, 0.2 times 4.5. Now ignore the decimal point, work out 2 times 45. 45 times 2, which is 90. Work out the denominator, ignore the decimal point, work out 45 times 2, which is 90. But here from the first one decimal place, here another decimal place, together 2 decimal places. So move from right to left 2 places, 1, 2, then put the point. Now we have 180 divided by 0.90. Since at the right of the decimal point there are 2 places, so you need to multiply both sides by 100 times 100. Here times, wait, I have a mistake, wait. Here we have 36 times 5 equals 180, but here we have 1 decimal place, so we need to move from right to left one place, so the point becomes here. So here we have 18.0. It means 18. It means 18. Now here multiply. Okay, this is 18, not 180. Here times 100, two decimal places, also times 100, equals 18 times 100, 1,800 out of 0.90 times 100, 90. Now 0 cancelled with 0. 180 divided by 9 equals 20. 180 divided by 9, since 18 divided by 9, 2 and a 0. So here the solution is 20. Or you can use the long division. 180 divided by 9, 18 by 9, 2, 2 times 9, 18, minus 0, 0, bring down the 0, 0, 0 times 9, 0. So the solution is 90. Open your workbook, page 14. It's a homework. Question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, and question 7. Thank you for listening and have a good day.